Udupi Devils. That's Nishit and I'm Arjun. Nishit, why don't you tell everybody what you're going to talk about today?
You guys can see that we're in happy mood. United's in
The smiles are
form.
back.
So probably we're going to be like, smiling all through the video. So what we're going to talk about all the news happened over the week. A quick update to all of you. Of course, we're going to start off with the 3-0 victory against Brighton. Then we'll move on to Angel Gomes and Ramazani, who have left the club and not, re-signed their contract. We're also going to talk about a little bit about Mourinho's latest comments on Bruno Fernandes, where he said he would never swap Lo Celso for Bruno. So that's something, he's lighting some fire. When you're talking about Tottenham, we're going to talk about the top four hopes, which, yesterday night, Leicester and Chelsea have lost. So we're going to talk about it as well.
Yep.
And maybe we might even finish third. And of course, we finish off the video with our preview for the game against Bournemouth over the weekend on Saturday. So, Arjun, start off with the game. Brilliant game against Brighton. What do you think?
How good was that? How good was that? It felt like the old United is back, Nishad. It felt so good. And United putting up that video with the Park Ji-sung, Rooney and the Ronaldo, the comparison. Oh, man, what a brilliant pass for Matic. That half volley pass to Greenwood was... How good was Matic that game?
I think Matic and Greenwood were like a 10 on 10 for sure. For sure.
They had to.
Everybody's talking about Bruno, and I think Bruno rightly told in his post-match interview. I think he was super in that interview when he talked about Matic and McTominay, where he said
he spoke about when the question was asked about him, he spoke about everybody else, which shows what such a good leader that he is, bringing everybody, making sure everybody is felt inclusive. At the same time, he made sure he said the team is doing well. He always kept talking about the team, right? He spoke about everybody from Fred, Matic, and then you have he said he even went on to say Lingard and, Mata as well, So,
but along with him, like in that goal, like especially the third goal, like Greenwood played a big part in the third goal and also opening, with that strike. Typical Greenwood goal.
It's become a typical Greenwood goal,
move, like near post always the effects.
Yeah, signature. Dribble off the right, come in, cut in.
Against all these lesser teams, we need somebody like a Greenwood or a Bruno to get that first goal. Like once that first goal is done, I think then we're very comfortable.
I guess.
This is the first part of the season, and I think now we've got a player in Mason, man. He's a player for sure.
He's somebody that we can look up to being in the starting 11 for the years to come. I mean, he's 18. Think about it. He's 18 for another 10 years. I'm sure he's still going to be absolutely right in the playing 11. If this trend continues, I mean, all signs point to it, but you'll never know, one freak injury, I mean, God forbid.
That's injured.
But he looks the part. He looks hungry. He looks like he's going to be one of those world beaters. He looks like a world class player. I mean, he's so good. He's so good.
I think United are on a run as well, right? Like I think we were on what 11 game unbeaten run or something of
13 game unbeaten.
Run. I think since Bruno signed, so basically that's the end of January.
Right.
Not been beaten. And also clean sheets. Out of those 13 games, 11 clean sheets. 11 clean sheets.
Yeah, 11.
That's amazing.
And it's not like we played really bad teams, We played City, we played Tottenham, did we play Chelsea?
Tottenham twice. Did we play Tottenham twice? No, once.
Yeah. I don't think we played Tottenham twice. I think we played Tottenham once.
Less. No, we played Chelsea.
Leicester. I think we played Chelsea, Leicester. We played against some really good teams. It's not like we played the bottom of the table. We even went to Brighton, who we've struggled in the last 2 years, and we went there and we managed to get a win and a clean sheet, which is not something that we did in the last 2 years ever since they came to the league. So they're all signs to come, and Jurgen's also like spoken about. Jurgen's spoken about United and said that the next season is definitely going to be a better season than what we had the previous season. I saw
even Lampard mentioned that as well in his post-match interview after the loss against West Ham, saying that Man United are in top form right now, so it's going to be tough. And we're hot on their tail. So when you're talking about that, Leicester Chelsea lost yesterday night. It was like a double bonanza.
Right. I mean, now all this while we were talking about a top 4 finish. Now our chances to get the third place seems very likely. We're what 3 points off of Leicester.
3 points off Chelsea, Leicester, and
1 point off of Chelsea. So I mean, all see. By the looks of things, Leicester doesn't look like they're going to finish in the top 4 with the kind of form that they've been ever since the league has started. I really don't think Leicester is going to end up in the top 4. I'm sure United is going to get a guarantee. Now we have to push for that third. It's going to be a huge morale boost for us if we finish third. Next year we can kickstart. We'll be like, we finished third. Come on, let's get into that. Let's try to break and beat City and Liverpool.
Run into the next season because I think we're already in form, and if we hit the third set, we have to win probably 6 out of 6, which takes us to about 20 games unbeaten. Which is just
I mean 20 games in the league, right? We still have the FA Cup and we still have the Europa that we are still in, we've drawn Chelsea again. We've drawn Chelsea again. I mean, Ollie spoke about how we pretty much play Chelsea every alternate weekend ever since he's taken charge. The number of games we played. I hope and pray we thrash them again. It's going to be a pleasure.
Has one up over us in the FA Cup or basically the knockouts. So that will be
that was against Jose. I mean that was against Jose and Davi. I don't know how if we can really draw parallels to that, but I mean that was a completely different squad.
I'm confident for sure because Leicester and Chelsea both have like Liverpool. They have Wolves to play as well. Leicester has United to play. I'm more than confident that we might definitely. 4th is for sure.
So when,
I think 3rd is a good. It's realistic now. First, Wolves is hot on our. But
if you
open it up completely and let's see tonight,
kind of
probably start.
Yeah, I mean, if you
it's going to be like
fixture list when the league started again, it was very evident that we had the easier games when compared to Leicester, Chelsea, and probably, let's say, even Wolves for that matter. A lot of them had to play each other, and they had to play City or Liverpool or one of those teams. We had probably just Tottenham and Leicester, who are like could probably give us quite a bit of trouble on their day. But we don't really have somebody who can really give us trouble. And honestly, I don't think any other team other than Liverpool can really trouble us right now with the playing 11 that we have. Trouble us too much. So that's a good sign. But the only problem is I'm really worried about our depth. Talking about depth,
that's true.
Let's talk
showed
about
in the last 15 minutes of the previous game as well, like when Pereira, then Lingard was still good, but I think Pereira was.
I mean, Lingard was average. I wouldn't say he was great. I can't say he was bad. His performance could have gone unnoticed.
Mata also was like.
Mata was Oh man, I really don't have trust in our depth.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing to see, but I hope at least it fires than the first team. So probably the likes of the Galo or the Matas and the Lingards will probably bring in their A game in the fixtures. Especially we have like the FA Cup and the Europa also to play,
right.
So they're going to big part in that as well.
Sure.
Maybe probably talking about that, talking about squad actually. We also have a couple of more not disappointing per se, but like probably negative news in terms of Angel Gomez primarily not signing with us, and he's
Yeah,
left the club.
yeah.
So that, I mean, we
I
spoke
mean,
about it during the lockdown, and we talked about how Angel Gomez came into the starting, or rather the first team, and did not really cement his place
mhm,
um,
mhm. He didn't
because of it.
shine. He didn't shine. He didn't see. You,
I
you
think
look at you
Chong
look
was
at Brandon Williams.
probably
You look at
getting more games.
that's probably because Ole has seen something that we haven't in the training pitch where Chong has looked more lively. Chong has looked like he can really compete against the men that playing. Because both of them hadn't really signed their contract, if you remember. But Chong was getting minutes and Gomez was not. It could have been an attitude thing. It could have been a lot of different things. We can always speculate. But I don't know. I don't know, Nishit. I don't know whether
I mean, like, yeah,
I
I
am to
mean,
be happy
I
or I'm
don't
to
think we're
be
going to miss
sad.
him for
It's
sure,
too early to say. But I really
but
hope he doesn't
let's
become
let's
one of
hope
those
that he doesn't come back
Pogbas.
to hurt us.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. He doesn't.
usually
I hope he
whoever
doesn't
leaves
become one of the
United and
Pogbas.
comes back.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
Hopefully, you
mean,
don't reach
but
for like 100 million again, like Pogba.
yeah, man. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But he doesn't. Even see, the thing is, you look at Greenwood, you look at I mean, Greenwood had probably his start a little earlier than these guys did. You look at Greenwood, you look at Brandon Williams, you look at Scott McTominay, you look at Rashford, the guys who come off of the academy and who cemented their roles in the main squad have always impressed within the first 5 games. Gomez has got a lot of minutes. He's got a lot of minutes. He's gotten his fair share of chances, but I can't remember right off the top of my head any
Stand
game where
up.
he's had a standout performance or he's had those couple of killer passes that have created really good. See, you don't want him to make an assist right then and there. You don't want him to be like, oh, I'm going to make this flamboyant pass through ball. You want to see a couple of really good glimpses where a couple of plays he's playing really well. He looks confident. He gets the ball. He runs the show little at least or tries to. I don't remember a time where he's done that to be honest. So I mean, for all you know, he could work, he could not. But from what we've seen,
Let's
I
not
I, I
forget,
don't think it was
he
worth.
debut. He had his debut at the age of 16, even younger than
Hmm.
Rooney. So it's
Hmm.
19 now, yes, 18 or 19 now. So I mean, he's got
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
obviously. So yeah, let's move on to probably the
yeah.
next game against Bournemouth. We
Hmm.
lost to them, I think, in
Hmm.
in probably December, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think, and I think the hair zero. But yeah,
December.
what do you
Do
think
you
about
do you
this?
remember the squad that we had put out? It'll be really funny if we end up looking at the squad that we put up because we were really paper thin. Our squad was running paper thin in December,
I
if
don't
you
think did we
remember.
have Rashford that game? No,
I think we would have. I don't think,
I think it's
but
just
but
before his
but we had the number of players we had out in December was just it was crazy. It was crazy.
correct. No,
I
but
mean,
I mean, I'm fairly confident. I think Bournemouth are not in like probably their best form. I think they
they
lost
have
also.
they haven't won a single
Lost
game
to Newcastle.
either
They lost
since
1
league
Newcastle.
started.
Yeah, they lost, and in fact, Newcastle like out probably like trashed them that way.
Crashed them.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
looks
that's
look
that's the right way
pretty
to put it.
winnable fixture, and I think he's going to start off with pretty much the same lineup. I don't think he's going to chop
Yeah,
and
I don't
change
think
too
he's
much.
gonna. I think he's frozen on his favorite playing 11. And I don't think that playing 11 is gonna change unless there's an injury or he really has to rest one of those guys. I really don't see him changing that playing 11 at least in the league. Probably in the FA Cup, he might probably give somebody else a run right at the beginning or probably play somebody, bring on one of those guys a little later based on how the game goes. But I really don't see the playing 11 changing. And considering the amount of form that we've been in, and considering the impact that team has had, and how they've been able to bond and gel over this whatever couple of weeks that we've had since football started, I really don't. I really don't think it's a good thing to probably chop and change the squad when you have a winning combination which is
Correct.
working well. Why would you want to look like it goes back to the standard that line that everybody says. Don't fix anything that's not broken. So I don't think Oli is going to mess around with it too much.
Yeah, and I think all players are also are playing probably to start. I don't think anybody is played bad to be dropped as well. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
from the back,
yeah.
if you go,
Luke Shaw had a really good game against Brighton.
yeah,
He
you look very light.
I was not impressed with Luke Shaw's performance against Norwich in the cup, but he pulled up his socks and he
But I
played
think that's what
so
I
good.
mean. That's one fixture that probably he should have picked Brandon from the start. I think it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, he should
yeah,
have. He should have.
outran Shaw too much.
It would have also given Brandon a certain amount of confidence, and he would have felt like, okay, the manager trusts me, and he's willing to play me. Probably because it was a knockout hint,
I
and
think
then
he
quite,
probably started
quite
against Chelsea because I remember Brandon started against most of the top teams this season, and
he,
he's done pretty well. I
right.
mean,
That's probably because we've gone with the back three, and Luke Shaw forming a part of the back three. Now I really doubt if Luke Shaw will be thrown as one of the back three when we have a fit Bai and in the picking lineup. And he's
yeah,
and Bai hasn't really done too bad for his place to be questioned. And I really think. I would ideally pick Bai as a centre back over if Bai definitely gets picked as a centre back when we are playing a back three, I definitely think Luke Shaw gets picked as the left winger and not Brandon. Uh, yeah, I mean, um,
but I think like
what?
in this game, I think probably we're going to see again the same front three. I think Greenwood,
Mhm.
Martial, and Rashford. Martial had a very quiet game against Brighton. Uh, again, I think went back into shell a little bit. And
You know what, so that's something I noticed, right? It what I noticed a lot was a lot of times Greenwood and either Greenwood or Rashford were filling up or probably trying to play a little towards the center, which didn't really give Marshall too much of time or space for him to but whatever little that he did, I didn't see him do anything too wrong,
yeah,
just that he didn't have
yeah, he didn't do
enough
anything
space.
wrong. He
But
didn't
I
do.
but I saw a good amount of fluidity happening between the three. I saw them interchange a lot of positions. I saw Greenwood and Rashford change flanks quite a bit. Greenwood come in,
Absolutely.
Marshall pull
I
off to
think
the left.
in the first 10 minutes they changed flanks as well, and they kept
Yeah,
kept second guessing the opponent. So that's pretty
right,
impressive.
right.
That's
It's
alive to the game.
it's always good when you have options to make the opposition just like think, okay, would they do this, would they do that? When you have so many different things going on,
Correct.
it becomes hard for the and so many different things with so much of quality, it becomes hard for the opposition to stop. Uh,
Correct.
but I mean, we have a really strong playing starting 11. But when you look at the depth, probably forward line, you have Igalo who's on loan. You have your James who comes in and
Yeah. Igal was
fills the
probably our
role
only
quite
strong
well.
option if you think about it in terms of form.
Right,
I don't
exactly,
think anybody
exactly.
else is.
All right, which brings us to our point about our signings. The little bit of news that we got about
I mean,
Jadon
there
Sancho
were
is that
rumors that Grealish signed already. I read for weeks.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Sancho
I don't know.
is
I
still
don't know if I'm really excited, absolutely excited about Greenwood. I mean, sorry, Grealish
Grealish.
uh, coming into United. I don't know if that's a huge signing or not, but I mean, he's not too bad a player. He's probably definitely a good backup, like somebody
That's
who
what
comes off
I
the
mean. We
bench
need
who
somebody like
replaces
that on the bench to
rotation.
come off with quality, and I think he does have that quality for sure.
Definitely, definitely. But if you're looking at him as a starting 11 player, I think we should do better. Also, another bit of news is that are apparently not willing to part more than 50 million euros for Jadon
Yeah,
Sancho, is
that's what
what
I read.
somebody high
Also,
up
with that
in.
news, there was another news that Griezmann is like talking to United, and
Yeah, that's
I mean, talking about
just paper
Barcelona, I think
talk.
a lot of
That's
people want
just
to move
paper
on.
talk.
So
That's clickbait. That's just clickbait. Paper talk clickbait. I don't think. I really don't think Griezmann will come to United, and it'll just upset the wage structure that's already absolutely upset right now at United.
yeah,
We don't
I
need
don't
a
think I think
Griezmann.
Griezmann is lost his form a bit. So I'm not.
Yeah. He hasn't done too well at Barca.
It's crazy.
He's just
Barcelona
like
going through something.
I don't want to jump the gun and say that, but he's become another Coutinho.
Coutinho, Dembele, like you talk about Griezmann, that's like 450 million right there, and all three are failed, and one of them is on
Yeah.
loan to buy. Talk about money being
Ooh.
spent.
And he hasn't done too well in Bayern either.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
mean,
There's a lot of money spent on those three guys.
this Jadon Sancho thing is gonna go a long way.
That's
We're gonna sit here and talk about Jadon Sancho for another month or two. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to talk about him for the next month or two, and probably on deadline day we end up signing him for like 100 million. Uh, I'd lose my top
But I'm
off
confident
if we
still. I'm
actually.
definitely confident still that we'll still get Sancho because I mean most of the reports out of Germany as well is that he's
Right.
leaving the club. So
See,
I
see,
don't think
the thing is, right. The thing is, he wants to move. Rather, he's okay with moving. United definitely want him. It's just that if United and the
I think
Dortmund
that
can
that's
agree a
something
fee.
which will take some time, but I think
Right, and there's a lot of things that we have to consider, like Leroy Sané going for like peanuts with a
yeah,
year left in his contract. Jadon Sancho has 2 years left in his contract, so there's not too much of difference, and they are probably on the same level in terms of quality. So that will be a good argument that probably United have. But I
yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, we have to. I hope United doesn't drag this too long and just like it becomes a saga and then everybody is just emotionally drained out. I really hope and wish they get this out of the way really quick so that we can go on to other things. There are so many other places that we really need to strengthen. There's so many fringe players who we really need to get rid of. I really hope they are focusing on that. They can get this done out of the way and focus on
I think that's
absolutely
already
cleaning up
being
the
done.
squad.
That's already being done in because he's not obviously you can see that he's not giving game time to a lot of people. So I'm sure that they're getting out. Also, Smalling and Sanchez have extended their loan at Roma, so
Yeah,
that's another
yeah, yeah.
news.
Roma and
Probably
Inter.
season at least. It's interesting also in the Italian league with the title is still open.
Yeah,
So that's fun to watch as well. Anyways, let's close today with the predictions. What do you think
yeah.
for the week?
Uh, 4-0 FC back again. Ole is at the wheel.
4-0.
4-0 FC.
That,
Yeah, 4-0 for
I
sure.
think
I'm going for
I
a
think still
4-0.
3-0. Yeah, 3-0
I
once
mean,
more.
we're
I think
playing at
it's
Old
3-0
Trafford.
FC now,
I'm
not
sure
4-0.
we're going to go all out, guns blazing, just like
So
boom,
I
boom,
think it's
boom.
going to be 3-0.
Get like
And I
three
think
goals.
we're going to see Rashford on the scoreline.
I hope so. I hope so. It'll really help Rashford in his confidence. I think he's played quite well, but he's struggled in front of the goal. He's not been able to get that shot off. I really hope he gets one of those goals, even if it's like a like it goes in off a
Yeah, he's
fluke.
doing the other
You
job well,
know.
especially in that counter-attack goal. we saw. Because
You
of
know what?
Rashford's
There's
run, that's
something
when
that I
Bruno got
really
free on the
I
far post.
you know what I absolutely noticed that I loved what Rashford did. So when I was watching the game, at one point in time, I saw Marshall is right there in the center. Greenwood is right next to him, and then Rashford is all the way in the corner, hugging the touchline. I, I mean,
Yes.
it is so nice to see him that if we have the same thing on the right side, it's going to help us so much. With width, we're able to open up the
Yeah.
defense.
Especially
That
we have
way,
pace.
Pogba and Bruno can make those through balls to Marshall or Greenwood when they're playing up in the center. So I really think if there is if Greenwood's a striker, let's not get that wrong. Greenwood's a striker. His natural intention is going to come. He's going to want to come to the center of the pitch and try to get the ball and play. So a right winger will absolutely help us break down teams far better. So that's something that I saw. And Luke Shaw really worked well with Rashford and did a couple of really good overlapping runs and made some really good balls. I was happy, very happy with Luke Shaw.
Good form, and hopefully it continues over the weekend. And especially we need them the next 3-4 games are crucial to consolidate our position. So hopefully we'll do that.
We were able to score quite a few goals in the beginning in the first half, and give rest to a lot of the key players like your Pogba's and your Bruno's and your Matiches, so that we have enough legs to go again for the next game. We have so many games. Guys, okay, we're gonna try and give do a preview for every game, but if we fail to do one, kindly forgive us. We are trying our best. There's quick turnarounds, and we have our usual. Both of us run businesses. It's quite hard for us to make sure we time between both of our schedules and try to get the videos out. But we are trying our best to get you guys the previews and the post-match analysis for every game. I hope you're able to. It's quite a bit of fun. We've absolutely enjoyed. Putting up this channel, putting up the videos, talking about what we love, which is United, and just like it's been quite a bit of fun. We've made some really nice friends through this as well. So this has been fun. Thank you guys. Please show us your support by liking, sharing, and commenting, and just like spread the word. It helps us get found, and it helps us get better content out and have more people watch it, so that our voice can be heard as well. Our voice as TV watching fans of United who love the club. So thank you guys. Take care. Hopefully we win and we come back with smiles again and make it 14 games unbeaten. Yeah.
Thanks.
Take care. Take care, guys. Yes. Thank you.